Hello class, now that we have had some time to work on integers, we are going to play a game, and this will be review. So, integer review. Integers are whole numbers. I want you to pause the video right here, write down these four numbers, and then I want you to tell me by Xing out the ones that aren't integers, which one are integers. Okay, so we know that integers are whole numbers. So you have a 2, 0.8, a -3, and 3/4. Only two of these are whole numbers. So 0.8 is not an integer, and neither is 3/4 because they are not whole numbers. However, 2 and -3 are. So, to review, we are going to play a game, and it is called Integer War. Red cards are negative. So this isn't an 8, it's a -8. Well, black cards are positive. So this is just your run-of-the-mill 4. Aces are 1s. So even though you see an A, this stands for a 1. Face cards, which include jacks, queens, and kings, are all going to stand for 10s. So even though the ace is a 1 and the face cards are a 10, the rest of the cards will still retain their value. So a 2 is still a 2, a 3 is still a 3, 4 is still a 4, 5 is still a 5, etc. All of these cards retain their value. Our last rule is that the highest card wins. Let's see what this looks like. Each pair of 2 will be given a deck of cards. There are 52 cards in a deck. You are going to split the deck in half, which means each player gets 26 cards. So you're not allowed to look at your cards. Player A and player B are going to take a card from the top of their pile and flip it over at the same time. So we have 2 face cards, and as we have been told, face cards are 10s. So we have a -10, because remember, red is negative, and a +10. So in this case, we know that +10 is more than -10. So because player B has the higher card, they get to keep both cards. Now let's try it again. Okay, so we have a +10 and a -9. Now, if you have any troubles placing these, you can use a number line. So we know that the further right you go, the higher it is. And we also know the further left you go, the lower the number is. So if you're having trouble finding out which card is higher, just put them on the number line. So this is +10, and this is -9. So we see that the -9 is more to the left than the +10, which means player B is the winner again. As we can see, player B is winning quite a lot. However, there are a lot more turns before the game is over. When the game is over, the winner is whoever has the most cards. So these guys are even. So let's do a tiebreaker. +10 and +4. Player A is our winner. So that's how you tell who wins if the teacher says the game is over. But if you have time to go through all the cards, then the player who has all of the cards, so all 52 cards at the end of the game, they are the ones who win. So let's say you are playing and player A has way more cards than player B. So player B runs out of all their cards before player A is finished. Well, that's okay. Player B can take the cards they won, shuffle them, and use their pile again and keep going. Okay, let's do some integer war.